Hello, hello. It is Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It is the People's Pride Project, and we are having another couch conversation. Now, this Tuesday, this week, tonight, tonight,
Right now.
right now, right this second. Did you see it? We have Michelle Stepney.
Hi.
Where, where do we begin? Entrepreneur, multi-business entrepreneur, networking genius. Like I can give you so many names and titles, and I'll start rambling and stuff.
I'll
So
take them all. I'll take every title.
not mad at it. But this is one to watch. This is the head woman in charge, cake designer, custom. She does it all. I'm gonna let
As
her tell you about it. I'm gonna let her tell you about it. Cake cosmetics, cosmetic line. We're gonna talk about all of it because tonight we're here to talk about figuring out your lane
yes,
and building your brand the
yes.
way you know how to do it. So
That's
thank
right.
you for
Thank you
sitting
for
down with me.
thank you for having me. Um, so people might not know this, but we go way back. We go way, 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 way back. Like, um, like church socks and sandals back.
Like both our mamas could whoop us back.
Yes, yes. Like you get in trouble by one, you get in trouble by both.
Yes, yes.
New Hope Baptist Church back.
Okay.
You
But
know,
I'm sorry, but what I love about that is you can see the growth.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's the
Absolutely.
beautiful part of that.
Absolutely. And even though we were we were raised with a foundation
Hmm.
of community, a foundation of family. So we were definitely raised with that. Now, however, it translates into our lives now, um, it still is there and present and still deposited into our personalities and how we are today. So I just love that we have that history. And a lot of people talk to you. You can be real with them, but they don't know. Like they don't really know who you are.
Hmm.
So it doesn't, you could only go but so deep because they don't know. Like Sheena has known me like 16 and pregnant me. Like when I got my first apartment, I called her dad, like, you're gonna love it. And he was like, I'm so proud of you. He was like, I'm so proud of you for, sticking with your education, graduating top of your class. Like, I'm really, really proud of you. He was like, you know, having a baby this early, of course, is not what I would have wanted for you
Hmm.
or any of my kids, but I'm proud of how you handled it. And so that was really like nice to hear. I ain't never had no daddy, so I was like, thank you. That means a lot.
Now, not to take away from the sentiment, but this week, I'm gonna give y'all a disclaimer just in case you need it. The first word for the People's Pride Project is authenticity.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
gonna be way real. We don't censor.
I'm
Half the time, it's just let the words roll off the tongue. So, if that makes you slightly uncomfortable, I might need to see you next week.
glad.
However,
Because it could, I could say anything. I'm liable to say, a bitch was pregnant,
you know, but that's why this platform is here because I don't believe in the gatekeeping. I don't believe in the respectability politics. Like we have to be able to show each other who we really are and show up for each other.
Absolutely.
So if you can't do that, you're in the wrong space.
Oh, absolutely. I tell people all the time, like, you know, I'm going to say this. So we all know that I make cakes. I have a cosmetic line, but and that's my image. So I always try to tell people it is a difference between your image, your character, It's also a difference between whether you have integrity or not. So it's a lot of different differences. But I do have a certain image that people see. So when people call me for cakes or for whatever, they might not necessarily know who I am.
Mhm.
And so I had a client come through here, and I had just did her daughter's first birthday. And then she was coming back maybe a couple months later. And so she was like, yeah, I need a baby shower cake. And I can tell from how, I just can tell from her behavior that she was feeling a way about it.
Mhm.
And so I said to her, I said, let me tell you something. I was 16 and pregnant. I have multiple baby fathers. Okay. My kids got all last names, bitch. Okay. And I said, I don't ever want you. You think I feel a way about bringing a life into this world, about mothering a life? You think I feel a way? No, I don't. And I don't want you to feel a way either. Because whatever, however many kids you choose to have or not have, because that's your choice. Your choice is, it's your choice. It's nothing for you to feel bad. I said you can't come in here feeling bad about having babies. You can't come in here with that. Mm-mm. So she was like, "Oh, Miss Michelle, I just didn't know, and I do feel bad." I said, "No, no, no, you don't. I have to get that out her spirit because we make things happen. That's one thing that we do.
Yep.
We make things happen. As Black women, we will take a pot, water, some dry ass spaghetti, some day old bread, and cut the mold off, and we'll make spaghetti.
Listen, our scraps have become delicacies, so I don't want to hear it.
Sis, we will make a meal. Don't give me no flour and sugar and everything nice because I'm making a cake and I'm selling it.
And that is the point. That's the point. That's one of the things that is paramount for me with the project is letting people know, like, yo, start where you are.
Start where you are.
Look at what you have because even the bare minimum of what you have can be turned into something. And
Yes,
once you get into the mindset that, yo, I can do this with almost zero, what can you do when you have everything at your disposal? Like
exactly.
your creativity and your ingenuity is that much more heightened because it's like, yo, I did this with nothing. This
Yeah,
is cake now.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that you know when I first started making cakes, it was for a few reasons. I can think of three reasons off the top of my head. The first reason was my daughter had allergies, and I went to this natural place out here and I said, listen, I want you guys to make my daughter a fabulous birthday cake, and here are a list of her allergies. And they were like, yeah, we got you. Da, da, da. So when I went to go pick up my baby cake, it wasn't fabulous. And I realized my fabulous and their fabulous was two different things. I was like, this is not going to work. I need to figure out how to do this for myself. So that was the
Hmm.
first reason, is that I wanted to bring my own vision to fruition, my
Hmm.
fabulous dreams. And the second reason is I couldn't necessarily afford my fabulous dreams the way
It's
when I
real.
took savings. I couldn't
It's
afford that.
real.
And once I realized that I could make money, and that was just because of my friends. So the people that you keep around you is is so important, and it really is the difference of who I am today and who I could have been.
Right?
So my friends were like, yo, Mish, this cake is dope as shit. And I was like, really? They was like, yeah. They was like, matter of fact, I need you to make my son cake for his birthday next month. And I was like, all right, bet, no problem. Like, I wanted to practice. And she was like, my friend was like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you. I said, oh, bitch, I'm gonna take your money.
Right?
So, but it took me a minute to work up to that because I used to be like, no, 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 you don't have to pay me. And my friend was like, I surely am going to pay you. And as a matter of fact, I'm cheating you out of half your money, because if I would have went to the bakery down the street, they'd charge me double. So she was like, you going to take my money. And so I realized that, I can make money. And once I realized that I really could make money, I saw that as an opportunity to do things that in that life that I was in, I was married, and I didn't have any financial control over anything. And so if I wanted to buy my kids school clothes, I couldn't. I would have to ask. And if the answer was no, then it was no, because I didn't have control over even any money that I brought in. And so once I started making cakes, my ex-husband, who was my husband at the time, said, and this was like a turning point for me. He said, I'm not going to give you allowance anymore, because I used to get an allowance. He said, I'm not going to give you an allowance anymore. Whatever money you make off your little cakes, that's what you have to work with. And so I said,
I'd have been mad at little cakes. Oh, my little cakes? All
I
right, bet. That's fighting.
say less, nigga. Say less. And so that lit like a fire in me. Like, you don't, that's fine. So at that time, he really thought like he was winning. Because although I did not have control over the things that I could do and the money that I could spend, he could do what the fuck he wanted to do with the money. So I said, say less. You say no more. And so that lit a fire under me. And I was up late at night on YouTube. I was taking, classes at the local craft store. I was doing whatever it was that I felt like I needed to do to make a presentation that I would like to have at my own events or parties. And I started making a lot of money. And my first goal was, I just want to make, if I can make $100, a month, I'd be straight. Like, I'd be killing it. And, word just got out. Like, hey, this girl, she makes good cakes. She makes it out of her home. And she can make cakes if your kids have allergies. And that's really where I started. Just only making cakes that are gluten-free, egg-free, dairy-free, just catering to that community. And then people started calling me like, can you do it like with everything in it? And I was like, do you have green money?
Right? Right?
Because if you can pay me, then yes. And I loved it because it still allowed me to, still be home when my kids came home from school, still do homework with them, still make all their events. And I just grew it by a very simple thing. I tell everyone, because they're like, how did you grow your business? And I said, and I tell this to everyone, I wasn't Michelle anymore. I was the cake lady. So it didn't matter if my kids went to a birthday party. I was calling a parent ahead of time, like, my daughter's not going to bring a gift, but I'm going to make a cake for your daughter. Tell me what she wants. Whether it's football, cheer, whatever that my kids did, I'm like, bake sale, I got y'all. And I'm there with my little cards and my little, whatever. And that's really how I became known. It's just from all these damn kids I have. That's a lot of birthdays.
And you were rolling up with the whole squad in matching, t-shirts, and advertising and marketing is on point.
Listen,
So
we did it. We did it. That and being authentic. And not only that, but I have a habit. Like, I'll call people sis. I'll call girls, women. I'll call them sis. Like, hey, sis. But when I say, hey, sis, like, I really mean that. So I'm really, when you're coming to me, I'm really treating you like my sister. I'm going to go above and beyond for you like I would for, Mo. So, people, they pick up on that. And then I had the pleasure of meeting a business coach, and we did we had like a little podcast, live
Mm-hmm.
show that we did for a little while. She came on and she said some things that really, she's an awesome business coach. Her name is Stepney, and she's great. And she said to me, she said, and it actually wasn't to me, she said it to another person on the panel, and they were like, I'm booked and busy and broke. So she said, that's your fault. Raise your prices.
Okay.
Raise your
Can
prices.
can we stop there just for a second?
Yeah.
Why are we so afraid to value ourselves? Like we're
Afraid.
we come with this idea that okay, number one, we're doing a service, but I'm not good enough. I haven't been doing it long enough. I can't really charge. And then on the flip side, it's the well, you're new, so I shouldn't pay you. Or it's a black owned business, so I'm expecting everybody wants this handshake instead of it's like, no, money works in my pockets too, and I got lights to keep on.
Yes.
I like nice things.
Yes, yes. She said, you have to make your product, um, one of the factors, not the only factor, but one of the factors is you have to make it so that, not so that your client can afford it, but you have to make it so that you can afford it. So that
Mhm.
you don't have to work 2 and 3 jobs, so that you can maintain or live a lifestyle that you want to live.
Yep.
And so I really, even though she didn't say it to me, I really took that to heart. And I started doing research and seeing what people are charging in Cali, what people are charging in Atlanta, what people are charging in New York. And I said,
Mhm.
you know what? I'm going to make my skill to that level. And I had a person call me and they wanted to order a cake. And I said, okay. And then they said, yeah, because I heard you make cheap cakes.
Oh,
A bitch, what?
no ma'am.
Excuse me?
No ma'am.
I said, no, I'm sorry. And I don't. And so she was like, well, you did my friend's cake. And she said she only paid such and such and such and such. I said, well, that's great for her because now we no longer, charge that. And we no longer offer that design.
What did Fat Joe say? The prices have gone up.
The price is yesterday, not the prices, but today, bitch.
Okay. The prices have gone up.
Gone up. So I said to myself, not, I don't want my image to be the cheap cake lady.
Mhm.
Oh, hell no.
Mhm.
So I stopped. I started, my prices went up that motherfucking day. So the next person that called me, oh, I was like $125. They was like, oh, okay, I'll call you back.
You do
Oh,
that.
okay. I'll let you know. Girl, I ain't do cakes for almost 3 damn months. I was sitting home eating bonbons. I was doing fake cakes and posting them as real cakes, real orders. Look, I was making cakes for the kids, all type of stuff. So I said, you know what? The next cake I do, the next cake order that I get. Now I'm a charge because I never, once I raised them prices, that was it.
Mm. Right.
I decided how much I felt like I wanted to make an hour, which was $50 at that time. I wanted to make $50 an hour. And people was like, a bitch, who do you think you are? Like $50 an hour, bitch? What? You're not saving lives, but okay.
But I am. I'm creating memories. So shut your mouth.
Hey, I felt as though I was worth that. And so the first person that decided that they were going to pay me that, I went off.
Mhm.
I went off. Like all that practice I was doing, I went off, and she loved it. And so she was just like, the taste is amazing, everything is amazing. And she lit up. She was like, this is just freaking great. And she told all her friends, and all her friends was like, we don't care how much we want that. And
Right.
that's what we did. And it just got to a point where, you know, I I can only, as a human being, physically, I have my limitations. I can only do so much. So I had to bring in my family, my kids, everyone helped. Everyone was a spoke on the wheel so that it could go
Mm-hmm.
round and round. And so yeah, we did it. We made it happen. And I remember I did a cake for Trey Songz,
Yes, ma'am.
and his people just it's just word of mouth, like treating people good and being good to people. Matter of fact, the person that it's really two people, it's three people that helped to make that happen. And I left my cards somewhere, and that was great that they allowed me to leave my cards there because I had rented tables and chairs from them, and so they was like, "Yeah, we don't care. All right, cool." And I don't even think I ever went there. I think I gave my cards to like the driver, whoever picked up,
Mm-hmm.
and they was gracious enough not to just throw them out the window, but to actually take them there and leave them there. And then one person saw my cards and was like, "Oh, okay, cool." She took it, you know. And then her roommate needed a cake for Trey Songz, and she was like, "You know what? I got this card of this girl." Let me tell you, Black women will always have your back.
Yep.
Just, hey, check her out. And they loved everything. And they was like, "Can you do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." And so that's what really boosted me. And just a lot. Everybody was like, "I want the girl who made Trey Songz." Everybody in the VIP was like, "No, I need her to make my cakes." And
That's
so
perfect. Yeah.
that's how that happened. I was like super excited, super proud. But so that was great professionally. But you know, as I told you guys before about my ex-husband, then he was like, "Oh, you making money now, bitch?" I was like, "The money you said I could keep, my nigga."
Say, we went through this already. You gave me stipulations. I'm just following the rules. I mean, not my
and
fault
so
you had no foresight.
and so yeah. And but the great thing about that is it gave me a certain independence, but it also opened my eyes to a lot of things. So now I'm being more independent. Now I'm not necessarily being taken care of. I have my own money. I can do anything that I want to do. Now I'm seeing little things. Now I'm like, you know, this ain't for me. I don't I don't feel like I want to be controlled. And so this little cake business gave me the independence that I needed to step out on my own and go out and get better for myself and for my children.
Mm-hmm.
And for me not to live in a space of fear so that I can provide for them.
Right.
And so people, you know, this little cake business did more for me than just really money.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been able to leave or do anything that I did without that income. And that also gave me a real respect for my clients because I wouldn't be able to do it, have done that without them. And so I had a lady prophesy over my life, and I generally do not believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in church, if they would have like, I don't know if you know this, but down here in the South, they have like they'll have a profit line, or you have to like give a certain amount of money. Like if you tithe this much or whatever, you can go into this line, and the prophet will speak, you know, over your life. You won't never find me in the profit line, so I don't do that shit. If God has something He want to tell me, because I
It'll
have,
get here. It'll get here.
because that's that. so
Mm-hmm.
so I go. I had to unfortunately get a protective order, and I went to my first daughter's school to give it to them. It was a whole lot of nonsense. I wanted to. I just almost gave up. Like I didn't want to go to my other daughter's school to give the protective order because it was just so embarrassing. And I was just like, I don't want to tell this story a million times. Like, oh my God. But then I heard a voice. I really believed that it was God. He was like, "Bitch,
Wait a minute.
Because
Wait.
that's how God talked to me.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
that's what I
Because
understand. Okay.
exactly, you get met where you are.
He was
Sometimes they gotta yoke you up real quick. Just all
he
right.
was like, bitch, the fuck you doing? And I was like, what I want to do? He was like, no, ma'am. Get out that lane, get out the turning lane, and go straight. And so I said, my daughter's school was straight. Home was in the turning lane. So
Mm.
okay, I went straight. And I was mad because I didn't want to do it. But I was at a place where I was fasting and I was asking for answers. And so I said, you know what? When you get the answers, bitch, move. So I did. And when I got to my daughter's school, I said, I have a protective order and I need to speak to somebody. And so the lady said, I just stopped the first person I saw. And so she said, oh, I'm not the right one. But I will go and get the right people and get them all in the room so you only have to tell the story once. Well, that was my whole problem before, is that I didn't want to tell the story over and over again.
Mm.
So after all that, she said, can I speak to you? I said, sure. When I tell you this lady prophesied over my life and told me basically what I was doing and what I needed to do and what had happened. And she had told me very specifically, not about what I told them. She told me stuff that she couldn't have possibly known. And so I said, okay, I know that I'm on the right track. I know that I need to do these things in order
Mm-hmm.
to save my own life. And my little cake business helped me to do exactly that. And so I do believe that I was blessed with this talent, not just for to make money, but just to enrich people and to let them know that you can come from the bottom several times
Mm-hmm.
and you can make it up. But you just have to listen to yourself, listen to the tools that you have learned to use them, because that's also something that a lot of people weren't taught, to use the tools that you have,
Mm-hmm.
manipulate the resources around you. So um, anyone can do it. I'm so regular schmegular degular, like anybody can do it. It's no. I said to this lady one time, I said in a group, I said, you don't need too much talent to make cakes. She said, oh, yes, you do. I'm very talented. I said, no, you don't. You just need to know to get the tools and when to use the tools that you have. That's it. You need to get the proper tools. You think I'm sitting here braiding and doing all of this? No, ma'am. I have molds. No, ma'am. Do you think that I'm sitting here doing this, doing that? No. No, I'm not. I have assistants that are doing the things that can be done from a recipe, that can be done easily, or that doesn't have to be done by me. And so the things that way I can do the things that have to be done by me. And the things that have to be done by me that I need done more, then I'm teaching someone how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had several assistants that now have their own successful home cake businesses. And I told them, oh, when you come and you assist with me, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to go and grow your own shit. You don't have to stay with me. I don't want you to be quote unquote loyal.
Mm.
Learn what you need to learn and go do that shit for yourself. You you see the money that I'm making? I always pay them very nicely. Then you go. If I can afford to pay you this amount, then that means I can afford to pay it to you. That means you can make that and more yourself.
Right. Right.
Go do that. Like if people message me or email me, oh, where did you get this or where did you get that? I'm telling them. How did you do this and how did you do that? I'm telling them.
Right.
Because that could be the difference between them making $100 a month and $1,000 a month and bettering their situation for themselves and their families. So I'm not gonna be that one to be like, do your own research like I did. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah, no.
I'm believing that because I feel like you block your blessing. What are you here for? Like, you're not gonna teach this Black woman how to do something? What's wrong with you? Who raised you? This is your sister. Them kids, those are your kids.
Yeah.
She just asking you, where did you get your disco dust? I mean, send her the Amazon link.
Okay.
With you. I do not play that. When people call me, they ask me for certain things, I tell them the only thing I will not give you is my recipe. Everything else, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
If I see something, me and this cake lady, we friends to this day because she posted a picture. She said, "Oh, I told her the cake fell. 2-tier cake fell." She said, "I told her just to let me bring it to her." So I messaged her and I said, "Listen, I didn't put it on her post because that's rude."
Right.
I messaged her. I said, "Listen, the cake fell because you didn't put any supports in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it fell." I said, "Come over on whatever day. I'm gonna show you how to properly stack a cake, and you'll never have a cake fall again." And so she could have took it any way she wanted to, but she didn't. She came over. I showed her how to stack the cake. I gave her everything that she needed to stack the cake, and I told her where to get everything that she needed to stack it. Even though I gave her, but she has a whole business, so I showed her.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have been friends to this day. And if I need disco dust at 11 o'clock at night, I know I could call her. If I
Right.
go on vacation and I need somebody to, do my pickups, I know I could call her. If I have a client that I can't service, if they're my good client, I know that I can say, "Hey, could you service this client?" And she won't try to steal my client.
Right.
These cake ladies around here, they're all my friends. They're all my friends, and they're all amazing. They refer me, and I refer them.
Isn't that crazy though how hard some people work to close off their own network? Like,
Why would you do that?
I
Why would
mean,
you do that?
granted, we're all bringing our individuality to the table. That's what sets you apart, not the fact that everybody's doing the same damn thing. Because there's going to be times I don't want to do it. I got other shit to do. So let me know somebody that is of my standards
Exactly.
that I can say, I'm slide you off over here real quick. You make that money, I make the connection. It's flowing for everybody. I
It's
don't see why we don't think like that.
let me tell you something.
Everybody eats.
Everybody eats. The cake ladies around here, this is why I love them. They, I promise you, they will call me and be like, "Michelle, can you take this?" "Sure, no problem." "Michelle, can you service this client? I'm booked." "Sure, no problem." Like, they are not funky. They are not funky like that. They'd be like, "Hey, listen, she sent me your picture, and although I can do it, I don't know, I'm going to refer her to you." I will straight be like, "Okay, so what is it that you think you can't do? Because whatever it is that I can show you. You don't have to give me that order. I will show you or tell you how to do it, and then you could do it. If it's a mold that you don't have, girl, come get it.
Okay.
You need an edible image, girl, come get it. Girl, come on." But they do it for me. They do it for me. If it's something that I need, I know that I can. And I have called them like, "Can you please?" They like, that's why I just posted about it recently. Somebody was like, "Richmond don't support." Richmond, what Richmond you from? What Richmond you from? Because this Richmond here is working on 2 kids in college. So what Richmond you from?
Right?
So I appreciate it, but it just, in my opinion, it really just comes from being the person that you want to come across, that you
Right.
that you would want to come in your path. So if I
Mhm.
would want someone to accept my phone call at 2 in the morning for disco dust and I'm here crying and I can't go to the store and get it, then I have to be that same person. And the pandemic has taught a lot. Like I was so
Mhm.
scared during the pandemic. I knew the cake business was done for. That's why I did Cake Cosmetics. Because I was like, I need to figure out my life because cakes is not going to be an option anymore.
Right.
Now, now I got two businesses because cakes ain't never slowed down. So now it's two businesses and I only really have Cake Cosmetics because my clients are just my cake clients are just amazing. And Cake Cosmetics is all my own. So um whereas Michelle's Cakery Bakery is not. It is um definitely a collaboration with my sister and other people as well. So Cake Cosmetics is something that's all me. And my cake clients and my family and all my friends have just supported me like crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, like not them supporting me over and over again. Like, you know, you just buy something because that's your friend and you want to support them. But not them like, oh, I ran out. Or, oh, I need that new color. Or, oh, you know, when you get magnetic lashes, you need to, you already know, send me a request on Cash App.
Okay.
I just, I couldn't even believe it. So it's great.
So let's take a pause real quick. For the folks that jumped on here talking about, well, this, I wanted to know about building a brand, but she's telling you about building a brand. And let's hit the bullet points.
Okay.
Number one, be authentic to you, not
Yes.
everybody else. You got to be you all the way through because that's the only way you can provide what you truly have to give. If you're up here with a facade and trying to, oh, I want to be like this person or I want to imitate,
They're
it's
going to
not
see.
going to cut it.
Mm-mm. They're
They
going
will
to
see right through it. Number two, start where you are,
see. Yes.
wherever that is, whatever you have to work with. It's a lot easier to start and move up than to be like, oh, I'm the shit, and you're really not.
And the
So,
thing is that people respect your growth.
yes,
People respect that. And not only that, if you're not putting whatever it is you have out there, right? If you're not putting it out there, how do you know what you need to improve on?
that part. We don't wake up perfect.
No.
There has to be room for experimenting, room for mistakes, room and being humble. I hate the word humble, first of all. I really do. But be be willing to accept the criticism when it comes from an honest place.
You have to. You
That's
have to.
the only way you improve.
The only way you grow.
Number three, network. Network,
I can't
set
tell you
the
enough.
table, share the plate,
Yes.
okay? Because there's always going to be something you don't know. There's always going to be a connect that somebody else can get you to that you may not have access for. That blessing is there for you, but it may not come the way you expect it to show up if you don't have the people or just the movement around you because it's all currency, it's all energy, it's all going to move. But
Yes.
you can't do all that yourself. You
Yes.
need other people.
Exactly.
Number four, don't be stingy.
Don't
If
be
your
stingy
hand is
with
like
your.
this, you can't get anything else.
That's
You
right.
got to be open. You cannot receive if your hands are not open.
That's right.
Give to
Give.
receive, even if you want to be selfish. Think about, I'm going to get it if I give. You'll get a lot less if you're selfish about it, but sometimes people need that trick in the head before it
That's
starts to make sense.
right. And when
So,
you give,
ooh, come on, girl. I can't hear you. Oh, no. Hold on a second, y'all. Can you hear me? Try it again. I can't hear you. Just bear with us a little bit. Just a minor technical difficulty because we were on a roll. We were saying too much. We were saying the things that needed to be said. Girl, I still can't hear you. We were saying what needed to be said, and sometimes, those moments come up and things go a little funky. But okay, we're going to get her back in a second. But another thing that needs to come out of this, be willing to take the chance on yourself. You got to take the chance on you. Talk to me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
I had to go out and come back in.
That's okay.
I had to open
That's
the door,
okay.
close it, open back again.
Listen, blow on the cartridge, stick it back in. I'm about to have a little side sermon real quick.
Yes.
But you
Don't
have to
be
be willing
stingy.
to take a chance on you.
Yes.
Take the chance, even if you're slightly uncomfortable, even if, nobody's saying jump off the coffee table and be top tier. But be willing to grow there. Be willing to get there and take the chance. You got to get uncomfortable. Because when you're
You
sitting
got
in
it.
comfortability, you're never going to go any farther than you are at that moment. So you
Yeah.
have to take the chance.
Yeah.
And one
Absolutely.
thing, go ahead. But one thing I'm going to tell you, growing up, sports all day, every day, that was my thing, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So my dad, being the coach that he is, was
Yes.
always the one, with the extracurriculars, whether basketball, track, whatever, whatever. And the one thing,
Everything.
he's a pontificator. And it means he likes to talk, y'all. The one thing that always stuck with me, he used to tell me, play your game. Be so good at playing your game that everybody else has no choice but to learn to play your way.
That's right.
Now, me, I'm thinking this is ball. Okay, but as I'm growing and it keeps playing in my head, this is a life lesson. Be
Yes.
so good at doing what you do that they can't fuck with you unless they do it like you do or better.
I promise you, people will send me screenshots of cakes and all type of other stuff that people have done of I'm gonna say quote unquote my design.
Mhm.
And the reason why I say quote unquote my design is because it's nothing new under the sun. Don't think for a second that I didn't take a piece of this and a piece of that and come up with it. Like I was inspired by someone as well. And so I always say, listen, they let them do it. Can't nobody do what I do because I'm me. And I put my stank on anything that I do. So no one can
Mhm.
do what I do. I'm not worried about that. And even if they can do what I do, no one is me. And
Mhm.
so I have clients that fuck with me because they fuck with me. Period.
Mhm.
They're not going to go to someone else, even if they do exactly the same thing, even if they have my exact recipe, which they don't. But they, no, it just is what it is. And so I'm not
Mhm.
concerned about someone. I always, people be like, oh, watermark this shit. No, I'm not. If someone is going to try to do it or pass it off as their own or post it, when someone orders it, guess what? They got to come through. You got to see it through, my boy. Like, I'm not concerned because I'm confident in what the fuck I do. And even if you can do what the fuck I do, when your clients walk through your doors, are they gonna see? Are they gonna? You see what I'm saying? Are they gonna be met with what I have going on? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I only know what I do. So I tell people all the time, like, hey, listen, when they come through here, it's clean, it's professional. They don't see no birds, no ferrets. Okay, I got a separate cake refrigerator. Your cake is not gonna be underneath shrimp scampi from last night.
Okay.
Because I've grown. Because let me tell you something. I used to take all the food out the refrigerator. The kids used to be like, do y'all want to go to King's Dominion this weekend? They'd be like, we're going to put this in the cooler. How we going? Do we need to eat all the ice cream? What do we need to do?
You gotta make it do what it do.
But, you can't be so scared. Because fear, on the other side of fear, that's where your success is. So you can't be so scared about what everyone else is doing. So scared that someone's going to do what you're going to do. So scared that somebody's going to take your idea. Do what you do. Because all that fear, that's why you're not successful. That's why you can't be successful, because you're so scared.
Yep.
It literally will cripple you. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that for ourselves. We're not doing that as a community. We're not doing that anymore, because that's a chain, the fear. And even though they have released, quote unquote, released the chains, we still live with them because they're psychological chains. And so we're not doing that anymore. We're not teaching our kids to be afraid. We're not teaching our kids that they have to do what society tells them to do. And that these are the 10 lanes and you have to pick one. We're not teaching our children that. We're teaching our children that you make the lane. You are the lane. We're teaching our children that the God is within you. You're the God. And
Like I
so
tell people, you are the resource. You are the asset. Make them come check you. Like,
it's you. It's you. You could do whatever it is you want to do. You just have to do it, though.
right.
That's exactly what I tell my kids. Oh, you could do whatever you want to do, but you got to do it. Because what the fuck? Literally what I tell them. And with the what the fuck.
Oh, I'm well aware.
The fuck? My kids will tell you, listen, Jazz coming from college. She needs to be letting me know when she around her friends. Cause I was like, what up, nigga? She was like, Mom. I was like, oh. Then I was like, hello, Jazz, how are you? How was your school day? So I had to be normal because her friends was around.
But we're so far from normal. I mean, that's one. That's one. You, your mama, my parents. We got to give them a standing ovation because
We do.
how they got us to this point,
We do.
and with enough of a backbone, with enough of a foundation, with enough of an understanding of the root of it, and still managed to give us enough kite string to be who the fuck we wanted to be. And now we got this whole tribe of second and third generation little random ass black children coming up with the fortitude and the boldness to be like, yo, this is me. I
This
don't
is
have
me.
to do what you do because I can be me. Like that's what I'm here for.
Listen. It's a certain freedom in that.
Mhm.
Like, it's a certain freedom in us doing what the fuck we want to do. Down to simple things like our hair. Oh, you're not going to tell me what's professional and what's not professional and how to do this and how to do that and how to walk and how I need to talk to my clients. Because sometimes my clients come in here and I'll be like, bitch, what's
Listen.
up, bitch? What's up? Because that's the energy they give me. I'm giving it right back.
Mhm.
So the thing is I can't do that in corporate America. I can't do that. I can't be how I am working for anyone else. Now, it does work for some people, and that's great because at the end of the day, somebody got to have a pension, and that's fine. My husband's an accountant. So. But I need to be free.
Mhm.
I need to be free. I am a free spirit. I'm a free soul. I need to be free to do what I want to do. And I don't have time for people telling me what the fuck to do, how to go, where to go, how to be. I don't have time for that. And so, me knowing that, I've always chosen careers that allow individuality and
Mm-hmm.
it just allow me to be myself. So that's it's a freedom all in itself, being able to do what the fuck you want to do. But that's how I'm able to be so creative,
Right.
because I don't have those ceilings. I can just do whatever. And I have clients that say that. They're like, "Oh, just make it dope, Shell. Like, I don't know,
Right.
just do make it do what you can make it do. Say less." Say less. So, the real blueprint is that there isn't actually a blueprint.
Say it again. Can we say it again for the people in the back? Because we're all in this fucker making shit up.
As we go along, and just saying, hey, this is what I did, and this is what
Mm-hmm.
you can do. This is what I did. This is what you can do. I like to do things that I like. I don't do shit for the masses.
Mm-hmm.
My makeup line is what I like. I wanted a makeup line that I can throw in the bottom of my bag, and I didn't want the lipstick top coming off. So I got pop tops. I did not want my lipstick to get dusty in the bottom of my purse like other brands, because it's going to be in the bottom of my purse. We all know this.
Right.
So I made my packaging glittery and it be in the bottom of my purse, and it still look dope every time I pull it out.
But
I,
go
I
ahead.
know what I want. And
Mm-hmm.
so I catered to myself and my girls and my sisters and my friends. And I think that's also another reason why I have so much success with my makeup line, just because it's what they wanted. Is what we wanted.
And that's another part, another aspect of building a brand. When you know who your target audience is,
Yeah,
it's easy. And honestly, a lot of people, oh, market research, yeah, that's all fine and good. But a lot of times we're looking to give people what we felt like we didn't have. So you're
exactly.
marketing to yourself.
Exactly.
Like I am my client. You
Yes.
are your client. And it's
You're
like, I want the shit that I want, the way that I want it, and the way that I like it. So I know there's people out there that like the shit that I like, the way that it, and
you
people are gonna
and you
appreciate that.
should not be selling shit that you don't love. Like everything that I do for someone else is something that I would do for myself, something that I
Hmm.
love. And I am the one who will say, "Oh no, I'm sorry. We don't offer that design." Why? Because I don't particularly care for it and it's not my aesthetic. And I'll tell people that too. I'm sorry, that's not our aesthetic. We don't do that. Because I'm not doing anything that I don't like, because I don't have to. And
Right there.
that just is what it is. Don't do shit you don't want. If I wanted to do shit that I didn't like, I would work for someone else.
It's that simple. But it takes the bravery and the personal awareness, the self awareness to be like, look, that lane that everybody's telling me to follow, that doesn't fit me. The soul of listen, back when I was a paralegal, I wanted to Hulk smash the shit out of that cubicle every fucking day.
Man,
Every
listen.
day.
Man, listen.
That's not the life that I'm built for. I can do it. I can do it
We
with my
can,
eyes closed. But
exactly.
that's not the life that I'm built for.
Exactly. Exactly.
So jump
Exactly.
into that shit with both feet. Like, that's the only way you'll be any good.
It's
Trying to
the
pretend and placate for everybody else, you're not gonna get it.
It never works. That's the thing. It never works, because to have true success, and I'm not even just saying about money, but to
Hmm.
have true success, which success is different for different people. For some people, it is money, but success is different for different people. But to have true success, you have to be happy. In order for you to do anything really great, you have to be happy. So a lot of times, you know, We will get the dopest albums out of people's heartbreak, but not necessarily while they're going through it, but when they're on the other side of it and they can talk about
Mhm.
it and they're at a different place. Then we can get the fire ass album. So it's just like that. You have to sometimes go through things and get on the other side of that. And then that's where, you can talk about your greatness and then you can be great. But you have to be willing, as Black women, we have to be willing to be great. We have to be willing to not be guilty for being great, not be guilty for
Mhm.
taking time for self care, not be guilty, not feel guilty for saying, this is what I'm worth.
Yes.
I am worth this because Sally is getting paid this. So if you want this melanin magic, you will pay me what you pay Sally, probably more. I have had people tell me no, that they don't, that they're not gonna. That, fine. If what I'm quoting you is not acceptable to you, then don't go to me.
Right.
Go go to someone else. Go get your life over there. Get the fuck out. It's okay.
But
Like,
that it goes back to this expectation. Like we're supposed to do so much more for less. We're not.
where they do that
We're
at?
not. And I refuse. I refuse. I'm not the budget discount XYZ. This is not hookup central. This is, oh, she a brown skin girl. No. If you would pay, you want to drop $300 on a belt buckle for over here, then you gonna pay my $72 for my goddamn belt buckle if that's what I'm charging for it. Like,
Not look. I have had people ask me why. Why don't I take food stamps, bitch? Because Virginia Power don't take food stamps, bitch. That's the fuck why. Why do you charge so much, bitch? I got a lot of kids. You see this food? How you think I got this food, bitch? I birthed a lot of children. Okay, what you think they eat? I don't be playing with these people. Don't ask me no dumb questions. I'm gonna give you the realest answer.
okay,
I got a lot of children. Okay, what you want? I
that's so
like nice
wild to me.
things, but it's okay. Like, it's okay for us to live nice. It's okay for us to do the things that we need to do. It's okay for us to raise well-rounded and
Hmm.
well-traveled children. Like, that's okay.
Why? It's not even okay. Like that should be the expectation. You can't be talking about, oh, we want equality, we want this, we want that, but we're not even holding ourselves to an equal standard. Like we still have the expectation within ourselves that we should somehow be less. No,
Absolutely, absolutely,
no, I
absolutely.
rebuke it. No. Okay.
I hold myself to that standard, but I also hold other people to that standard as well. I
Hmm.
will call. I had this one lady, and she ordered a cake from me because another cake lady had to cancel on her because of a family, situation. And so when I told her my price, she said, "Well, why is it so much? Because such and such charged me $1 a serving."
Oh,
This was a while ago,
but
but
still.
but still, let me tell you something. I called her on the phone. I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry for what's going on, but I just got your client on the phone, and she told me that you're charging this, and no, ma'am, because we're at the same skill level, and this is what I'm charging, and they're paying it willingly and easily. So there's no reason that you should not be charging what I'm charging at the very least." So she was like, "Well, Michelle, I don't really think that I could charge that much." I'm telling you,
Mm.
you guys just told you we at the same skill level. See, because you're seeing everything that you could have done better. Like, oh,
Right.
I did this. Oh, dang, I did that. But
Hmm.
they're, you know, you're still able to demand, no, it's not perfect. Yes, you can improve. We all can, everything we do, we can make it better in anything. But that doesn't mean that you're not worth what you're worth. And yes, she raised her prices at that very moment because I was
As
like,
you
this
said.
is not acceptable.
No, you can't go to ShopRite and get a slice of cake for $1. Like, what are you doing?
I always, for this is what I have to do for the men because men are very irrational. They are not emotional. They don't purchase emotionally.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So they're very rational and they have done the numbers. As soon as it comes out of your mouth, they have already done the numbers. And they want to know if they pay $300 for this cake, am I going to booty shake it into their house? And no. Okay.
No, sir, that's not how this works.
However, are you asking the Starbucks barista, is she going to booty shake that slice of lemon cake to you when you paid $4 and change for that slice of pound cake that's not even decorated
Okay.
or
Okay.
fresh
Or came out of a bag mix and they just added milk and butter to it.
3 months ago at a factory?
Okay.
Like,
While
we're
it's
not
been shipped nationwide.
we're not playing these games here. And so when I say that, they're like, oh, you know what? You're right. Yeah, what you're doing essentially is you're buying a slice of cake for everyone. Imagine if you took them to Starbucks and got them that stale ass cake. That, let me not say Starbucks. Let me say a coffee shop.
A miscellaneous pastry provider.
You're gonna pay $4, and by the time you done spent $5, by the time you add tax in.
Right.
And so
For
when
just
that
the
gets
sake of
when it's
icing.
so once it's broken down for them, then they're like, I get it. Okay, cool. And then also me. You know me. You could see where your funds are going. You see these kids running around here. Don't fucking play on me. You see these damn children. So yeah, sometimes you got to break it down for people so that they can really, and break it down in a very real way, your
Right.
value. And you have to be able to do that. Not just
Okay.
be like, oh, because that's what I thought, because that's what I wanted.
So back to brand building bullet points.
Hmm.
Know your value, be able
Yes.
to express your value, and use real life situations because some people don't
Yes.
don't correlate one to the other. They figure you just, they Grammy's church lady friend that comes over and I'ma just send you some slices of cake. No, boo. I'm
Hmm.
up for days at a time. My
Yes.
hands hurt. I've had to
Yes.
mix it. I've had to bake it. I've had to build it. I've had to cover
Yes.
it. I'm sculpting.
Yes.
No,
Yes. And we had to,
no.
and not only that, like it's other vendors involved. So
Mhm.
for an example, I have an acrylics lady, and so I have to pay her, and I don't, I'm not gonna pay nobody pennies.
Right.
I One of my acrylics ladies, one time she charged me so less. I told so less. I said no, no. She said, "Why did you send me this?" Because you're bugging. And I went on Etsy and I saw that they're charging this and that. And the quality of work that you're doing is better because I know your work. I've ordered from you before. And so, yeah, no, this is how much you should be charging. And so that's how much I'm going to pay you because that's how much you should be charging. And I'm going to consistently pay you that. And you need to charge everybody else that because you wilding. She was like, do you think that they're going to pay it? Oh, I know one thing. They're paying it on Etsy plus shipping and handling.
Right.
So yeah. So absolutely. And sometimes you have to do that for your sister. Sometimes you have to
Mhm.
tell her, like, yo, you can't be so worried about you getting a good deal that you're gonna let your sister suffer.
Right.
No, you're not charging enough, lady. This is
But there's so few people that take that perspective, but realistically, the community aspect is why so many of us have survived to this point. And
absolutely.
you can't take that, oh, because it's business now, that community is not supposed to matter. You're supposed to look out for each other.
Absolutely.
How you think them other folks do it?
So this is the thing. We were raised in community, and I was also raised in Teaneck, New Jersey,
Hmm.
which has a very high Jewish population. And from what I have seen and growing up with the majority of people around me that were Jewish, they live by a couple principles. Number one, they will
Hmm.
not let the 365 days run out, and they owe their brother money. They will not do it. They will pay them. They don't care if it's December 25th after Christmas, before Christmas, they're going to pay their brother. They will use people to do things that they know, that are in their own community, that are in
Hmm.
their own church. They will use them before they use anyone else. They are very respectful, and if respectful to each other, and if they know that you need something, like if I call a plumber and he's Jewish, and he says, oh hey, listen, your sheetrock, do you want to get it done? And I say yes. He'll say, my brother, which is not his
Hmm.
brother, that's his church member, his brother does sheetrock too, he can come and do it.
Yep.
And so that is a reason how I've learned to be, because that's what I've seen.
Hmm.
And so, of naturally, I'm going to be that way with my brothers and sisters. Like, okay, listen, I'm going to recommend someone that I know. If someone says they need candy apples, I have a candy apple lady, and I'm going to recommend her.
Yep.
And if it's somebody that needs acrylics, I have an acrylic lady, and I'm going to recommend her. And to all my other cake ladies, if I see that they're using someone else for acrylics, I'm gonna call them and say, "Hey, listen, do you know I have an acrylics lady? I noticed I noticed that you wasn't using her. She's right around the corner from us. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, because that's the only way I've had success, is by people saying, I got a lady down the street."
Right.
And so, you have to, you can't be a taker just only. You also have to do it as well.
Yep.
And, that's another, I guess, building block.
Bullet point. Keep it in the family.
That's another bullet point. Keep it in the
Okay.
family.
Keep it in the family. And we're not just talking about blood. We're
Right.
all in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I see
Absolutely.
you fail, then I'm next.
Right. I
So
wish we
let's
could.
make
Yeah,
sure none of us sink, because this boat's got everybody in it.
absolutely. 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 When you have your money, you know, spend your money in your community. This one lady said, "Well, I know you have lashes, but I saw some on Amazon." I said, "Okay, that's fine. You can go get them from Amazon, but you know me.
Hmm.
You're not losing anything. It's the same price. You know me." So it's what you do, what you want to do with your money. Like, I'm not gonna spend your money. I'm just gonna simply say that you know me. When I need vendors for my kids' parties, I will put a post out and say, "Hey, to all my clients, does anybody do this?" Because first, I'm gonna go with my client, because my client already supported me. So
Right.
then I'm gonna support them before I go anywhere else. That's how it should work. That's how we build an economic floor for Black people, by supporting each other, over and over and
Mm-hmm.
consistently. Because you can buy once time, this time, that time, but you have to buy consistently. They need to know that they can pay a bill
Right, right.
based off your support.
And not all this, oh, I had, you know how we do. Oh, well, this black business, it wasn't, and you want to tell 17 people how bad it was because they misspelt something on your cake, but you still go get your shit from Walmart and they don't give a shit
At all.
at all. They don't know who you are. You're just a ticket. Meanwhile, you getting hand delivered service and everything else. But oh, girl, don't use that person. Like we have to stop doing that. We have to be stop being so quick to tear each other down and berate each other. And you want to talk about all the nonsense that you feel, but you're not talking about how this person was up 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, making sure your shit was right, making sure they contacted the venue for you, and like there is a
Yeah.
whole process. And especially most of us are solopreneurs.
Right.
Most of us are doing it with our kids, with our parents. Like, mom, come bake this cake for me real quick while I'm over here doing number two and number three. So these things need to be taken into consideration, and we need to have a lot more grace
Yeah.
when it comes to how we interact with each other and realize, yeah, you can get it from Amazon, but Amazon got machinery. Amazon got international companies. Amazon got hired employees. Amazon is paying slave wages.
And it's not paying taxes. Hello.
Okay? And you're not getting the product that I'm giving you because my soul is in this. Amazon is just giving you a package.
And at the end of the day, you have, as a consumer, have to decide who do you want to eat off of your money. Just that just is what it is. Do
That's
you
all.
who owns what's his name? Who owns Amazon? Right. Okay. You want him to eat off your money, or do you want me to eat off your money? Because at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing. And when we have a product and not a service, when we have a
Mhm.
product, we are buying low and selling high. Everyone.
Yep.
So when Amazon buy low and sell high, they keep the difference. When I buy low and sell high, I keep the difference. So it's who do you want to literally profit from your dollar, from your business? And that
Right.
just is what it is. You can let someone you don't know, or you can let someone in your own community profit from your dollar who shops and who shops where you shop, who you might need or who might support you as well, who
Mhm.
also, and let's take it a step further, who is like minded.
Mhm.
So they're gonna vote how you vote. They're gonna have they're gonna have a stake and they have a stake in the community. They're invested in the community just like you.
Yep.
So when you start really breaking things down of why should you support your fellow entrepreneur or the entrepreneurs in your community, it really gets deep. And so, you want people to like-minded people, honestly, and people
Mhm.
that look like you want them to be successful. And I've had people come through here and they're like, oh, my daughter, is thinking about doing this, or my daughter is thinking about doing that. And I'm like, okay, well, have her give me a call.
Right.
She could come sit with me on a Saturday. She can come sit with me on a Thursday or Friday or whatever. So she could see if this is really what she wants to do.
Mhm.
And we have to do that because we're a community. We have to be, we have to also, as business owners, we have to go above and beyond.
Right.
If you're not going above and beyond, what are you doing? What are you doing? You
That.
have,
Mhm. Go ahead.
it's too much money out there that you can make just by setting yourself apart by being by having good customer service. So someone is going to, it's just like Chick-fil-A. Yes, people will go to McDonald's. Yes, they will. But people go to Chick-fil-A and they be like, because God spoke to me. Chick-fil-A has a reputation for being godly just because they say my pleasure. Like, that's it. That's it. And at McDonald's, they be like, go ahead. Just because they say my pleasure. People be waiting in line mad long. Drive through be
Hmm.
wrapped around. Because people want to feel appreciated.
And isn't it crazy how it's something just that small, that seemingly insignificant, hits the light bulb? It's like, you know what? I'm coming back here.
I'm gonna come back.
I'm go- I went to the bank and they knew my name. Better yet, they knew my transaction when they got to the window because they recognized me. I'm coming back here.
Because they know it's me.
Like,
And I seen my teller in the mall. And she was like, hey sis. I was like, hey boo. Hi honey. She was like, listen, we closing down the branch by your house, but go to the next one. This is how you get there. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, okay, thank you. Because I was definitely would have went there and been like, why she ain't telling me?
but
Yeah.
that's
I went,
real.
it is things. It is things like that. Like I cannot even tell you how I love my clients. I tell people this all the time. Like I love my clients. I treat them like family because they treat me like family, but like they really are my family. When I had um TJ, which is my youngest son, when I had him, my clients was like, listen, girl, I can't chat, but um I'm dropping something off. I'm gonna leave it on the doorstep. It's something for the baby. Tell him auntie it's from auntie. My clients was literally bringing my son toys, clothes. Like for his birthday, um, I had where I just wanted people to like get him a book, and it could be
Mhm.
new or previously, loved or whatever. Just a book for his bookcase, like no gifts or anything like that. And my clients was like, "Listen, sorry, I had to adjust this. Look, I cash apped you $5 to get him some books." I'm like, oh, like, who does that?
Right.
They have been so gracious. When I was going through a hard time, my clients was like, listen, I don't know, but I'm gonna pay for my shit in full just in case. Just want to make sure you good. They was coming by like, hey, you alright? You need something? You good? Like,
It's it's creating those relationships.
yeah,
Those relationships will save you every single
every single time.
time.
Every single time. Every single time. They were great, great. All of them was really great to me. Really, really great. Like I can't even I have trouble calling them my clients because they have been so much like family.
Mm.
So it's crazy. Even when I had my son, I can't make it to your baby shower, but I sent you a little something. I cash app you something. Like just you know, just amazing, just amazing, just amazing. When really, all they have to do is like tell somebody about me.
Right.
Give me a referral. But they just been so gracious and so great. Like, you know,
But that goes back to the reciprocity that comes with being authentic.
yeah,
People know that, they recognize it, they feel it, and when they're seeing that someone is being true to themselves and true to them,
yeah,
then that funnels back. That gets reflected in a heartbeat, and that really is what sets people apart. So boom, brand building bullet point. Hello. Get your customer service right.
that's right.
Cultivate your relationships.
Yes,
Yes, your skills matter, but your relationships will take you farther than your skills ever will.
absolutely. I absolutely, absolutely. It gets your name spoken in rooms that you're not in.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have this one lady. I'll tell the story real quick. She's a Caucasian lady. And she she just came and she got some stuff and she loved it, and she actually is part of a movement, and it's not Black Lives Matter, but it's very similar to Black Lives Matter. And this woman sent, oh, now I cannot say for sure, but I know this is what she did.
Mm-hmm.
I was selling hot cocoa bombs.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, she sent all of her friends and family here. And so they came, she sent them here to get hot cocoa bombs. And they came in and got hot cocoa bombs. But then they were like, oh, you know what? I think I'll get a cake.
By the way, let me drop a couple $100 on a cake because they're cute. Why not?
And that showed me, I always, preach about us, with our brothers and our sisters. But she also showed me, hey, I'm be a part of your community too, sis.
Okay.
And I treat them just like like I treat anybody else, And so I really thought that that was great of her, to do that.
Hmm.
And I recently saw on her page where she said, uh, we're not supporting Columbus Day. It's Indigenous Peoples Day.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for us to, be different, we need to be different. I was like, yes.
Bullet point. Bullet point.
Yeah.
Recognize your allies
Li-
wherever they might be. Find
Listen.
your helpers. You'll know who's with the shit, and you'll know who's really there for you.
Listen.
Recognize your helpers.
That's right.
Because sometimes it be the oddest people that are sent your way. You
Yes.
might feel like you have, your predetermined box, you have your lane, you have your space, but that one odd one gonna, and that's the one that'll set it off.
Yes.
So don't sit here passing judgment. Now, don't act like I'm reneging on anything I said before. Y'all know who I am. You know what I stand
Right.
for.
We know what it
However,
is. We know what it
you
is.
know what it is.
That's right.
However,
Yeah.
recognize when that blessing is being sent to you in whatever form it may take.
Yeah. You have
And
to
be
be
just as good to
multifaceted.
your allies as you are to yourself.
Yeah. You have to be multifaceted. You really do.
Hmm.
You have to. And in business, that's the one mistake that people can make is cutting off business.
That part.
Don't cut off your business. Yes, I have my base. Listen, my sisters, they my base, period. I can count, people like to say, oh, Black women don't support. Oh, they do and did. So I never will take that away from them. But, and 90% of my client base is Black, 90%. But that 10%, they good. They good. They come through. They send their friends. But
And that's
yeah,
all that matters. That's all that matters.
it's just for me, you can do it. Anyone can do it. You have to be consistent.
Hmm.
If I would have given up those 3 months when I didn't have no clients, I wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
And so you just have to do it, and don't be afraid to reinvent yourself, and don't be afraid to, you know, you also have to be, you know, able to go with the times. Like you have to be
Yeah.
able to update yourself as well. Like, you can't
You
just
got to
stay.
evolve.
You have to evolve. You have to grow. You just can't stay in one place and say,
Hmm.
these are the cakes I'm gonna do with the stairs and the fountain in the bottom, and this
Ugly ass cake.
and this is what I do. No,
Hmm.
you have to, you know, be innovative. Figure something out.
And even if that is your lane, you better be the baddest one in your lane doing them ugly ass cakes. That
Man,
somebody squint their eye real quick and be like, that's kind of cute. That's low fire. Ain't nobody else doing it like that. Let me go over
next
see
time
what you
you
doing.
put glitter in the water.
I ain't seen a cake with stairs like that since 1978. Let me go see what she doing.
I refuse. I'm not going. I still get requests for that cake.
Seriously?
Girl, yes. I'll be like, who this? Like, did you see that on my page? Girl, we don't do that if you don't call Miss Gloria.
Miss Gloria got a whole crate of plastic stairs under the basement. I've been waiting to use these, girl. They coming
She
back in
got
style.
them. She got them because she bought them all when they went out of business. They don't even make those no more.
But she knew that was her lane, so she was gonna be ready. She knew
She's gonna be
one
rich. I knew it
day
was gonna
it
come
was
back
gonna come
around.
back.
I knew it was gonna come back around. Shit.
She said,
Listen,
"Baby, we back
listen.
in business."
Yeah, go ahead on and get them cakes from Miss Gloria. Miss Gloria chain smoke. Okay, so you go right. You go right ahead.
Miss Gloria answered for like, "Hey, how you doing? What can I do for you today?"
Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
Listen,
baby, I can do that for you.
this is another thing about branding. Um, you have to understand what an image is because you cannot. Some people, 80% of sale is sight,
Mm,
and I'm not talking about your actual service. I'm talking about you.
mm-hmm.
So you cannot sell something that people are going to ingest into their bodies from which they only have one
Oh, the lost
and
my head
you
quick.
look crazy and you cannot do it. You see these little nails, I pop these off. I just only glued these on for this interview. I don't get my nails done. Y'all
But see,
buy
that's your brand. That's that's
you
that's your brand.
how you making cakes with these the little what? You cannot go to deliveries and you look like you've been making cakes all day. Take 10 minutes and get your life together and put on your shirt or put on
Mm,
your whatever it is you use to brand yourself so because you are your advertisement.
yes, ma'am.
So when people come and they pick up their order from your home, then or from wherever your establishment, you need to make sure that it's clean, that there's not excuse me, that there's not foolishness going around, that or one thing, I had somebody order a cake and ask me, where do I want to meet them? Meet you,
Mm.
you gonna take what? How do you know I don't have 7 birds and 3 ferrets? You're not gonna come and see where your cake was made?
And even with that, you are now responsible for when that cake leaves my hand till it gets to your venue. You're not going to say that it rolled up to the building with half the side melted off because you ain't put the air conditioner on and have it tilted on your seat. No, sir, no, ma'am.
Not only that, but you're not gonna leave me in a parking lot for 45 minutes because you're running late.
Okay.
We agreed on 3:30, and here it is 5:15. Now I'm pissed off in the McDonald's parking lot in the hood. No man, uh-uh. No. Somebody
Mm-mm.
tried to sell me drugs 3 times. No, it's not happening. You have to present yourself in such a way. You have to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that your image is tight for what it is you're doing, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So you cannot, and it just lends itself to professionalism. You being professional, and so that's my biggest thing too, is it's certain ways that I have to be because of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no one's gonna, no matter what it is that we do personally, no one's gonna come to pick up something and they don't want to bring their kids inside because they don't want their kids to get high or just off the contact. Like
Yo.
it's not gonna happen.
But you're right.
Okay.
Because then I'm wondering, does my cake taste like that?
Is my cake lit?
Right? Your house smell like fried chicken. Is the fondant on my cake going like with
You can't. You have to cater your image to what it is that you are doing.
Now, granted, if that is how you get down, then don't sell yourself like the Ritz. Be the ghetto cake, like be that, be that. I'm
And
dead ass. If
and
that's
you can,
your lane,
yes, that's
be
your lane.
that
Uh-huh.
all the way. Because then I know what I'm getting. I
Yes.
know I came to you because I want the chicken grease and weed crumbs in my cake. That's why I'm coming to you.
Listen.
I read that you got to be authentic with your brand. You are your brand.
You got to be authentic. And I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna buy the cheesecake jars from you because they good. And at the end of the day, oh, is that me? You can't hear me?
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
You good. Mine was falling out my ear. It's okay.
Okay, no problem. Now I'm gonna still buy the cheesecake jars because them cheesecake jars was really good. So
Mhm.
weed or not,
We like the extra. I'm just not gonna, I would like to know that that's what I'm getting before I get it. That's all.
yeah, very
I'm
true.
not averse. I'm not averse to narcotics in my food, but, but as the ambassador of your brand, number one, be all in it,
Yeah,
you know, and be consistent with that. If you're, the do rag, then your do rag and your shoes better match your branded T-shirt, and that's your delivery uniform. Like, don't cut corners for yourself and then expect people to show up fully for you.
right, right.
Think it all the way through.
Yeah,
If your waves need to be tied down every day, if you're and that's part of your uniform, make it work. Get
right.
matching colors and everything.
Yeah, yeah. You got to be
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I tell people that all the time. 80% of sale is sight. Just for always remember that.
Especially when you're dealing with stuff like food or body products or anything that has to deal with like intimate spaces.
Yes.
I need to know you're clean. I need to know, things could go left if you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. 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 The girl that I buy like body butters and stuff from, like, you know, she dope as hell. Like her skin look nice, her body's nice. Like it's like, oh, okay. I could buy skin products from her.
Mhm.
Everything's all always clean. Everything is always nice. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I could do that. I can do
Mhm.
that. And I do have certain clients that are not just buying a cake or a dessert table, they're buying an experience.
That part. Every sale needs to be an experience
Hmm.
from top to bottom.
Yeah.
From your packaging, from don't have me I'm spending XYZ money and you just threw some shit in a box. Like, no ma'am.
Mm-mm.
I need to feel it when that box opens, the
Yeah,
effort and the love that you put into my product.
absolutely.
I have
Ah,
made some very angry phone calls over fucked up packaging.
listen, listen. With my cosmetic line, that's the biggest thing that people are like, girl, you're patching. Girl,
That's the
girl.
first thing they see.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm the same way. I like nice shit. Like I ain't gonna
Right.
hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. I like nice shit.
Right. And it goes back to you're selling to yourself. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I like nice shit. I expect nice shit. If
Yeah.
I'm giving you my money that I
Yeah.
did whatever the hell I had to do to get it,
That's right.
I have an expectation of what I'm going to receive.
Period.
So match it.
Yeah. Period. Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't have step in business because then
Mm-mm.
it's going to be that one person or that other person that's not half stepping.
Yeah, that's
There
one.
go your clients.
Hmm. Not just the one that you're dealing with, but everybody they know, everybody that it's a game of telephone.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope I hope y'all learned something tonight.
hope y'all took some notes. If you didn't catch the replay,
Thanks.
okay,
That's right.
it's
I hope.
available on the YouTube channel and the Facebook group. Thank you
That's
very
right.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
very much.
it.
No, but for real, like, And I am appreciative of you being so willing, but I knew this, that's why I called you on here. But anyway, being so willing to be open and transparent and really just put it out there because the knowledge needs to be shared. And if we're going to elevate as a community, we have to police ourselves. We got to cut the fuckery. And the
Yeah.
only way to do that is to be willing to share what we know.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to be the stepping stone to somebody else's greatness. That might be your job in their life.
Yes. Yes.
You're
And
only there to get them to the next point. Be
yep.
that.
Yep. Absolutely. 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 Everyone has to understand that they have value,
Mhm.
that they have value, and that the information that they have here is needed. We're not
Mhm.
like how it used to be, where our grandparents or great grandparents didn't talk about finances. They didn't talk about this, and if they got something, you had to wonder how they got it because they wasn't going to tell you. If you
Right.
wanted to buy a house, they weren't going to tell you about no damn credit because you know they didn't openly speak about things, even
Because we were trained
medical
not
history.
to though.
Exactly, even their whole medical history they wouldn't speak about. And so now we are more open and we
Mhm.
need to start sharing because that is
Mhm.
how we lift each other up. Share what you know. Don't be selfish. It doesn't help anything. It really doesn't even help yourself. Because I we have a saying in my family, like, if you're eating and the people around you are not eating, you're a shit person. Period.
It's true.
You're a shit person. Teach me how to eat. You're not going to teach me how to eat. You're not going to teach me how to fish. You're a shit person. Just period. Like, you if your whole team isn't eating, you're taking advantage.
Right. Right.
Who don't put their team on? Like, that doesn't even make sense.
There's not even anything I can say to that. Like that's I don't even think these should.
You're not going.
But it's real. Like people that are there just to take will eventually meet their downfall, and 9 times out of 10, it'll be faster than they expect
Yeah.
because people are gonna get tired of that shit, and
Yep.
people are going. Users don't get very far. They might make it quick, but they're not gonna make it far.
Exactly. And if they make it far, and they're alone, and they're lonely,
Mm-hmm.
and that's no type of life. That's no type of life. Any of the funny stories I have or stories that I always have is always with people. How damn it's always with so if you're not if you're not putting your team on, if you're not teaching, you know, people what you're just a shit person. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. And we said that disrespectfully. Don't be a shit person.
With all the disrespect.
Don't be a shit person. If you've learned nothing tonight, don't be a shit person.
Share bitch. That's it.
That's it. Cut it, print it, end of story. Don't be a shit person.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Purse.
okay. I usually only hold people hostage for an hour, man. And we are
Oh,
at
sorry.
no, this is fantastic. I'm not even mad. Usually, if it was kind of shitty, I'd be like, well, we can wrap it up. No, it was,
Look at that. Oh, my bad.
I'm not good at pulling punches. So I appreciate wholeheartedly everything you had to say, everything you had to share. I knew this was going to be a good one. As soon as you agreed to it, I'm like, yes, a good
Thank
one.
Yes,
So
thank you. Thank you.
I deeply appreciate it. And like I said, Miss Cakery Bakery, if
Yes.
you haven't seen it, get on it.
That's right.
Instagram, Cakes Cosmetics, if you don't know, get on it. You
Yes.
got your website, cakecuties.com. We got
Yep.
Instagram at Cake Cutie.
Yes.
You can eat the cake and wear it too. Okay.
That's right. And you can buy it right off of Instagram. You don't even need to go to the website. You can buy it right off Instagram.
Okay.
Well, all right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You know I love you.
I love you too.
Until next time.
This has been
Bye bye.
another couch conversation with the People's Pride Project. I'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.